Hello, everyone. We're here. We're live. And I have a very special guest with me today. It's Mr. Ben.
Hi. Hey, James. Lovely to. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It's really cool. It's really really cool. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. It's a nice way to greet the midweek blues by nerding out on Wargaming with you guys. So it's great. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's yeah the winter sad's rolling in, but
Oh.
yeah, I'm just keen to talk hobby and hang out for a bit. It's nice.
Aha. Apparently, people can't hear you.
Oh, what?
That makes sense. Now I know why they can't hear you.
Why's that?
Because I didn't tell them to hear you. Say hi, Ben!
Hello. Am I here now?
You're here now.
I hope so. Excellent. Good. Well, I'll go through. I'll summarise
Say all
all of
that
that I spoke
again.
about earlier. Yeah, say the whole thing again. No, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. No, thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, Ben's audio confirmed now. Good. Yeah, no, it's lovely to be here. What a way to beat the midweek blues than kind of just chat wargaming and nerd out and just kind of hang out. So yeah, I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you again. Thank you again. It's an absolute delight.
Thank you for coming. Um, yeah, excited to talk about all the many things we've got to talk about. Um, we people already know that we saw each other the other day, and
Yes,
we
yes, we did.
spent the majority of our time just talking to each other. We had things to do. We
As
had stuff
as
to work
people
on.
do.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
people do when they meet, they tend to talk. I'm
but
certainly not one for just
well,
sitting
no,
in a.
but we meant to do work things, and we spent about 95% of the time not doing work things, and instead just chatting.
It was good. No, it's good actually because I know we only really crossed paths in person at one of the Turnipcon in May, I think, at the beginning of the year.
Yes, whatever
And
number
then
one
kind of
that is.
yeah, and then we just kind of bimbled online and kind of crossed paths occasionally until some kind of big project ideas started to come together, which has been quite exciting.
Some
Which we'll talk
big
about later, I'm sure.
some big project ideas. Well, we can get right into it. We can talk about it
Oh,
now.
right now? How
Right
exciting!
now. What is the big project ideas?
Yeah, right. So, for those of you that may have crossed my path at some point, know that I organise Turnipcon, and Turnipcon, of course, takes its name purely as a joke because it's not really a convention, but we stole the con name, and I think a joke ran for a couple of years where it's been, oh Ben, why don't you plan a convention? And here we are. I'm kind of falling in head first, thanks to, might I add, the advice of many, many people. But yeah, I am planning a convention called SPRU, um,
Sprue,
which
you
is
say?
to exclusively focus on the independent wargaming community, to bring together a lot of the artists, sculptors, game designers, publishers that are all kind of too small for a big stand at salute. Might be the kind of overarching term, um, and other large conventions that kind of require either table fees or have certain kind of caveats to them. No, Sprue is just exclusively indie artists, indie games coming together. So if you're a big mainstreamer, I'm afraid you won't be invited. But if you're a small person working, if you're a small person working out of your bedroom or your shed, yeah, you might be able to have a place. So yeah, Sprue.
I don't
It's
I don't think there's many
it's
mainstreamers that are going to be around here today.
no,
Um,
it's true. Well, I know it's true. Well, a man can dream. But
absolutely, absolutely.
but yeah, it's yeah, big in summary, an actual full blown day out convention for the end. Excuse me, for the end of September this year. No, not this year.
Next year,
Christ, next year.
the next
Next year. Yeah,
September.
yeah, exactly. The next one.
we
Hello,
were
Tara. How you doing?
we were discussing it. Very much felt like next year already. We've done a lot of next year stuff. And that next year
Oh,
stuff
certainly.
feels like this year already too soon.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sprue.
Well,
Yeah.
should we show the lovely people what they're here for? Should we
Absolutely.
show off the first bit of sprue stuff that we've got ready?
Yes, the first bit. There is more to come, much more to come. But for now, at least,
We
here's a little
can't give
teaser.
it all away too soon.
It's true. It is
If you
true.
tell everyone what's happening, straight away, they can get bored waiting till September. So we've got to
Good
make you
point.
wait.
Good point.
Well, so if I mainstream activate, here we go. We've got the website. We actually even have a little video for you guys to watch as well.
Ooh.
What I do need to make sure is that you guys can hear it. Now, do you want to say anything about the video before we show it off to everyone?
No, not at all.
Not at
Not
all?
at all.
Okay, right. Someone will very quickly have to tell me if they can hear the video or if you can't hear anything when I play it in 1 second. Mods at the ready. Can we hear it? Straight away, can we hear it? No sound. You didn't see anything. Is it this one? Right. And how about now?
James, mate.
Yeah, I know you've got a delay. Don't worry. No one accused this of being a professional stream. We've got sound, right? The grand
Gleeman,
premiere.
let's
Here
rock
we
and roll.
go. The grand premiere. We're ready. We're ready. We're excited. Enjoy the world's most high production quality video.
James, mate. Weird one. Do you wanna help me plan a convention? What about? I don't know. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. Any idea? I don't know. Maybe indie wargaming. There's some pretty good stuff out there. Yeah. Yeah, all right. I mean, why not? Yeah. Do you want a cup of tea? Go on then.
There we go. That is the first little look at a very silly thing we put together for SPRU.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, just a nice little kind of blasé introduction. More importantly, I'll be honest, that it's purely a mechanism to show off some of the artists' art for Sprue, who some of you may know from the Fringe community. I don't know. I know like their Instagram handle is like Lettuce or Let or Let's. It's something like that. I'm not entirely sure how to say it properly, but some of you might recognise that. They were the one that did all of the Sprue art, the S and that kind of Sprue logo.
Yes.
They're the one that did it, and I'm going to be. I haven't actually asked them yet, but I will be asking them in the next couple of months to do some more art as well. So they are, in my eyes at least, the official artist of Sprue. So if you like Let's stuff, then yeah, I'm definitely going to be going begging for more work over the first half of next year for sure.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, now people know what's happening. We can show them a little bit of when and where. Because we've got some details. We've got things to show off already.
We do have details, and I'm going to be an absolute stickler here, James. I'm sorry to be a party pooper. The date's wrong.
Is it?
It's the 26th.
I think you put it wrong on your bit too.
Okay, excellent. Cool.
Yep,
we'll figure
yes,
that out later.
you got it wrong as well.
Oh no, did I?
I
Oh,
think
whoops.
so.
Oh, never mind.
We're both
Anyway,
very professional. Hang on.
terrible, terrible. But still, the salient point is, yeah, it's last weekend of September next year in Nottingham, which I think is going to be great. I think it's going to be after discussing it with a few other people, like the ability to. It's almost like giving people an excuse to come to Nottingham. There's loads of stuff there already. There's a huge amount of stuff going on. It's a really cool city. Um, it allows for a lot of people who are either hesitant or unsure. You can come to the convention, make a day of it, and then still have the rest of your weekend to actually check out everything else that Nottingham has to offer.
Absolutely.
I don't think it would have the same flair if it was a convention done like in the middle of nowhere or a very rural part of the UK. So yeah, I'm really keen to do something in a place like Nottingham. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
It's going to be very exciting. Yeah, it's being the kind of home of wargaming. It really does only make sense to have at least the first one there. I think it's very exciting to be bringing more to other parts of the country. I think, from my knowledge at least, there's a very big example of a London convention, and then a lot of smaller conventions around that for the kind of rest of the year. Not that I am claiming to know about every single wargaming convention. But yeah, I think it'll be nice to have something new, something different, and a different part of the country that I've never been to and get to explore. So very exciting.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and hopefully as well, it's actually going to have an exciting amount of people attending it as well, because it's all well and good saying, "Oh, you're doing a convention," but hopefully there's enough there that can actually attract people. And I've been in a lot of discussions with various indie artists, game designers, and the like over the last few months, and all of the slots are pretty much booked up already. So
Yeah.
there's some really, in my eyes at least, big names in the indie scene locked in, who are not only going to have like maybe a game to demo, but also, excuse me, yeah, not just a game to demo, but also some of them will be like selling stuff. Some of them will be like giving talks and kind of panels. Well, not panels per se, but definitely talks and Q&As in a number of like side rooms. So yeah, there's a large amount of stuff going on with quite a variety of really interesting people, and I think people that were kind of recommended in a way by the community. Like I went out and I spoke to people in the indie community. I was like, hey, so who are some really interesting or exciting sculptors, game designers, artists, and slowly started curating a list and reached out to people, and they they were interested, and so here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do have to put kind of a special mention to Bad Squiddo Games, Annie from Bad Squiddo, as well as the guy who wrote Turnip 28, Max. Those two are single-handedly the reason as to why SPRU really is kind of happening. We met up early in the year, very early in the year, and really kind of they've got a big understanding of the convention space and the wargaming space in general, much more than I do. And yeah, the conversations we've been able to have about kind of what to do, what not to do, things to include, things to consider, absolutely invaluable. So yeah, so Annie and Max, if you two ever watch this, then yeah, thank you so much. But otherwise, yeah, it's all kind of fallen out of that idea. That kind of melting pot has kind of come from there, which is why then, if we if you're looking at the screen, look at the website. We've got obviously James has been invaluable help as well. Definitely was once that foundation had been laid, James has been a huge help in really getting that foundation like up and moving, which has been fantastic. But I'm very keen for Ramshackle Curtis, Andrew May, the Fringe community as a whole are going to be there, which is phenomenal because of the assets that they've got and just the people they have, as well as Campy Kitbash, which is going to be mental. The fact that Campy Kitbash agrees to come along, they're going to be doing it. They've got a huge section of the convention to just do their own thing, fully unsupervised. So if anyone here really likes Campy Kitbash and went to Campy Kitbash and kind of really appreciates what they do, then you will have it in abundance at SPRU. That's a given. They have a huge area just for them.
That is very exciting.
Which very exciting. Absolutely, very keen to see kind of what they end up putting on.
Yeah. It's we'll quickly have a little look at a few of those people. I mean, I'm sure those specific names people are already very familiar with. But yeah, I think we should have a look at who we've got and talk a little bit more about what people might be doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, great idea. Please, yeah, I definitely went off a bit of a ramble there, but yeah, it's good to actually introduce some of these people if they're not as well known.
Well, I mean, starting off not as well known with quite possibly one of the biggest people, or maybe most well put together people at SPRU. We have got Annie from Bad Squiddo Games, and yeah, I'm sure people have seen Annie's lovely models before. She did the Salute Mini, the kind of model of the show 2 years ago now, and that was incredible. And yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of absolutely amazing things that Bad Squiddo puts together. Lots of kind of remembering and realizing the women's history of the Second World War, which is very inspiring. And me and Annie have had a couple of chats about these kind of things as well, because it's sort of a shared interest. So it's it's lovely to see all the work Annie does, and then it'll be amazing to have her and her amazing little guinea pig models at SPRU.
And also, you know what else is going to be at SPRU as well? The cursed turkey man model that she's got. I've got one in my living room, and I don't know how it got there. That turkey man is unhinged. But I'm hoping they're going to be available at SPRU.
He just picks his next victim and shows up at their house, and then that's it.
You've
got to look after him now.
It is, yeah.
The infamous turkey man. Yeah. The next one on our list, we have got an exciting one people have probably also heard of before. We've got Andrew May, who does some absolutely incredible models. Now, did you
look at that. Insane.
Yeah, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I love it. Did you say Andrew, is he going to be selling there? Is he going to be talking there? What can we expect from Andrew?
Oh, yeah, good point. Well, so the last I heard from him, he is a very busy man after all. He's very, very into it. He's going to be selling, I believe. So he's going to have his own stuff available, and he also wants to do a Q&A session as well, talking about all sorts. We're bouncing around a couple of topics. Last I heard, but it's anything from kind of how to sculpt models to talking about projects that he's worked on recently, to just general kind of favorite models, that sort of thing. So yeah, he's very, very. He's been great to talk to, actually. He's been very kind of forthcoming with ideas and stuff to consider. So no, I'm a huge fan. I'm really excited to have his stuff there.
Yeah, it is incredible. I've very often see his work being displayed in various places. Looked at all the Kickstarters and stuff like that, and I've only wished to be able to back all of them as much as I can. But yeah, there's so much stuff. Very exciting for him to be there. And yeah, definitely go and give him a follow if you haven't already. There's 14.4 thousand people that do, so I'd be surprised if anyone in here hasn't followed him already. Yeah, and speaking of a very commonly followed part of the wargaming community, the next one we've got is Turnip.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, going back to what I said, Max and Annie were really, really instrumental in planting that original seed and that idea, and I think it's because Max kind of gave me the green light to do Turnipcon and run with Turnipcon. Yeah, it's been a to not then to not then allow him a table or involvement in some capacity in something like this, I felt would have been a little bit too blunt on the nose. But
Yeah.
no, it's going to be good. He's been telling me what he's going to bring. It's going to be very swill themed.
Ooh,
Is going to be his thing, and he's
the return
yeah,
of Swill.
he's planning a lot. And he's sent me loads of pictures of the stuff that he's working on. It's going to be great. It's going to be really good.
It's very exciting. We've played quite a bit of Turnip over the last couple of weeks, and it's just been great every time. So it's always good fun to look at, to play. Obviously, you hosting Turnipcon, you've got to have some kind of love and joy for Turnip as a game. So yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was that Turnip 28 as a game is very entertaining. Like I do enjoy playing it. The biggest turning point for me, though, for the game isn't necessarily to do with the rules. The rules are entertaining and fine. The setting is charming, and I actually quite like that kind of alt history vibe. I really can get on board with. But the biggest one is at TurnipCon, when I ask people to usually at the end when I'm giving my speech, I get people to kind of raise their hands if they've never been to a TurnipCon before, or if they've never played Turnip 28 before TurnipCon. And at the last event, over half the people raised their hand, which to me is incredible, because that means that Turnip 28 is a game that is accessible enough for new people to feel confident to play without homework, and that TurnipCon as an event is attractive for people to turn up without really any event experience before. And I think that speaks volumes to not just the game as an engine that people interact with, but also as a community that is so kind of positive and forthcoming to new people. I think it's great. It's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it is great. I've been desperate to try and get myself to a Turnipcon, and yeah, I was excited to come to the last one. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but yeah, the next one is on my list. I had a devastating moment yesterday where I thought I'd double booked, but we're all good. I'm going to be at the next one, as far as I know. So yeah, it's very exciting, very, very exciting.
Good.
Who have we got next? Next we have Ramshackle Games.
Oh, I love Ramshack. I love Curtis's bits. I love his stuff. Like, I play quite a bit of Gaslands locally, and it's myself and two others, and we've bought not a fair amount, but we've festooned some of our vehicles with the Gasland bits that Curtis sells, and I'm currently building a shopping basket for Alien Zoology as well. So it's Curtis is very much like on my radar of just cool bits for all sorts of games. He's so talented. He's so talented.
There's the perfect bits for Alien Zoology right here. So it's a great place to be. I love most of the stuff on Curtis's site. There's so much that I'm constantly finding a new thing, and it's like Curtis makes that. It's like amazing, and having briefly work together on the alien zoology stuff. Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, there's just you could get lost on the Ramshackle Games website. Not for lack of boredom, but just every subsection, and you'll go into a different thing and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's this cool thing? It's there's a big thing actually with Ramshackle Games that I'm a huge fan of, and I want to see more of it. I don't know how though. Is Curtis's sprues are he models the sprue that the model is on to be a terrain piece.
Yes.
So to kind of lower sprue wastage, it's a small gesture, but it's a fascinating way to get more out of the material, and I think it's great. Just using doodads, terrain bits, whatever, as the sprue frame or section. I'm enamored by it completely.
This was I just quickly found an example because I mean this rad mole model is incredible anyway.
What a guy!
But it comes on what I can only imagine is his own finger, as the kind of like sprue mold element.
Yeah.
Which is great, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love bits like that when you go to build something and it's got extra bits attached to it for free. That's what you want. As someone who advocates building with the sprue, having functional sprue is brilliant.
Yeah, and I think there's another angle to that as well, which is that it's all well and good saying, build stuff with sprues, and I'll be honest with you, I did it when I was younger, but you get to a point where, like, if you just use regular sprue, right? The what is it, like, not hexagonal, but the standard shaped sprue frame.
Yeah.
It doesn't evoke anything.
No.
It doesn't. You can't look at that and be like, oh, that is a Warhammer, ruin, or that is a like Napoleonic encampment. Like it's just a frame. It's just like parts. Whereas what I think Curtis's does that might be overlooked a bit more is that the sprue terrain that he does is somewhat involved with the game or the vibe that model is from.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where that it just sparks a little bit more. It sparks a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Like imagination for people to use sprues than just a look. This is just sprue, and you've got to do all the work to make it into something useful.
Yeah, I'm being nudged in chat saying by Amber telling me that she knows a really good game that uses sprue to build certain spaceships.
What's that, James? I've heard things, but tell me about it. What is this game that uses sprue?
Are we gonna do this now? Are we?
100% we are, mate. Let's go.
Let's quickly go.
In 10 words or less.
10
tell me
words
about this
or
game.
less. Well, I mean, I will briefly say,
let's go.
We are Department of Wargaming is on the little list of sprue.
It is true.
Unsurprisingly, I'm going to be at sprue as well.
It's very exciting.
Quick reveal: we're sponsoring the whole event.
Woo!
Yeah, that's why Ben's here. That's why we were doing the intro together. Part of why we're here to talk about it today. So, unsurprisingly, we're here at sprue, and I will quickly show you on the lovely Department of Wargaming website what I do.
I think whilst you're finding the page and getting it set up, James, I do think I know we joked about this in the past, but I do think there is something wonderful about making Tiny Conflict the official game of sprue. I think it's too good. Like it's just too good an opportunity to pass up.
It's very on the nose, isn't it? It's
fantastic.
So yeah.
Anyway, so tell us about Tiny Conflict.
For those that don't know, it's a little, or tiny, some would say, space combat game. Everyone in chat is throwing me off. They're trying too hard to market me. You're all too kind. It's a fleet combat game that uses sprues from whatever kind you wish to make little spaceships that look like these lovely little art pieces I've made. And yes, rightfully in the chat, two of you are saying that there is currently, because I'll remind everyone, we're doing this for charity. At the bottom of the screen right now, you can see that it says about Calm. And if you donate £5 to my Jingle Jam fundraiser, you can claim yourself a £5 discount on the Department of Wargaming store. So you can go and buy some SPRU ships ready for SPRU, and donate to charity at the same time. So yeah. It's exciting. We've got a few little. There you go. This is what the game looks like when you play it on a table.
So it's so good. Like it's been on my radar for so long, and what I found interesting for my own like collection is that I used to have loads of like Napoleonic sprues for when I built my turnip army.
Yeah.
And then I donated all of those sprues to Turnipcon prizes, and I then got into 6mm and 10mm, and they don't come on 6mm and 10mm models don't come on plastic sprues.
No.
So I actually haven't had plastic sprues for the better part of nearly a year now ish, and then suddenly I'm now getting back into plastic 28mm, which we'll happily talk about later. And now I'm like, ooh, what do I do with all these sprues? Yeah, man, it's sick. Yeah, such a great idea. I'm so hyped to I'm hyped to play it. I want to get some friends into it.
It is good fun, and that's not just me saying it because I make it. It's good fun. I've made a game because I like it, not for any other reason. I will show off briefly in this horrifically cropped image. I will say that this isn't my fault. This kind of cropped image in the background you can see is the custom sprues that I make. Talking a little bit about the kind of using the sprue that comes with your model to make something. I have these custom printed, pre-measured sprues that come with instructions, and you make ships either of your own device or of the instructions that come with it, and you add on little accessories that are faction based to build some like higher detail ships from a kit. And the idea is that by the end of it, you haven't got a load of sprue left over because you've already used it to build the ships. So yeah, that's the little one thing I'm quite proud of that I've come up with over the last few years, was getting that sorted out. And at the moment, you'll be able to get yourself a free one using the discount from the Jingle Jam as well. So yeah, very exciting.
That's so cool. Huge fan. Yeah, huge fan. I'm gonna have to. I wonder if we're gonna have to definitely in the build up to SPRU do something like a kind of best SPRU mini or best SPRU armada or something.
Yes.
I feel that's going to have to happen. So yeah,
Some
watch this space because I'm full of stupid ideas and I'm generally unmoderated. So yeah, no, exciting. It's such a cool game, dude. Such a cool game.
That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm the one that's got to keep you under control. Who else have we got?
So who else is on the list?
Who else have we got?
Who have we got?
Oh, well, we're back over to the Department of Wargaming website.
Oh, look at that!
This isn't all just one big ad. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. So, James, I'm gonna jump in a little bit and kind of throw the baton to you because my knowledge and experience and interaction with Fringe has been somewhat like light and minimal, definitely over the last year or so. Like I've been to literally one or two Fringe events, and I kind of absorb a little bit on the Discord of kind of the stuff they do and the stuff they get up to. But like, would you be so kind as to almost both for me, I think, because I need it, but also kind of give us? Would you mind like giving a bit of a rundown, a bit more on like who are Fringe like to you and kind of how you ended up linking up with them?
Well, I mean, to me, Fringe is a little bit of an online home at the moment. It's an exciting place, and it's weirdly enough, I actually don't remember how I found out about it. I can only imagine it was someone linking somewhere on Instagram, and I just followed it through, and then kind of within a couple of months, I started basically volunteering for them, and now run all of their online events. So yeah, Fringe is a little bit like a second home at the moment, and is absolutely full of amazing people, very creative, very talented people, all coming together in one great place. And that's probably really the best way to describe it. Other than that, you kind of you start. If it is one of those things, you start thinking about it too much, and you go, "Wow, Fringe is like everything." You don't really realize how much it encompasses. But yeah, that's why I've had to start doing so much, and that's why they have a little home on the Department of Wargaming website. Is things like the Fringe zine we've got on here at the moment, all of the different Fringe events. Tickets are available for Fringe Fest next year, which is the big. Fringe Fest specifically is the day before, the Friday before Salute on the Saturday, and is an amazing in-person games event. Coming along for like kit bashing, and there's classes that are happening, and workshops, demo games. Other than that, just generally a good time. It's a good place to just hang out with everyone before the chaos of Salute the next day.
Fantastic! I should finally have my calendar in order, and will be attending Salute this year, because I missed it last year because of literally a scheduling error. It was awful. I'm so annoyed. But yeah, I'm definitely coming. I'm definitely coming to the next one.
Amazing. Yeah, and there's a place for Fringe on the website, on the Department of Wargaming website. So if you are having a look later at all of the many different things, including SPRU, have a little peek at the Fringe page as well, because it tells you a bit more about it. And you can go and buy tickets and stuff for them as well, which is amazing.
Amazing. Cool.
That leads us on nicely to our last little teased attendee of SPRU, which is Camping Kit Bash.
Woo!
Well, have you? Did you go to Camping Kit Bash either of the 2 years they posted it, or have you just?
No, never. I've missed both of them. The first one was because I didn't hear about it until afterwards.
Yeah.
And the second one, there was a ticketing problem, and I never got a ticket.
Oh.
I was there, I was hyped, I was ready, and I think other people just beat me to it, which is fine. That's not a concern. But it's because I'm glad. What I'm happiest with is that it was sold out. I think any event that gets sold out, especially something like this, is way more important. But I mean, I've just lived organically, or not organically, vicariously and organically through other people, as they've told me all sorts of crazy things that have happened at Camping Kit Bash, and it's an absolute delight. So yeah, I've only heard positive things.
That is.
Did you manage to attend?
I did not. I haven't gone either of the times. That's. I too have been living just through other people, all of the pictures that come up for it. It's it sounds like an incredible event, and looks it too. There's great pictures on the website about all of what it is.
Yeah, I'm stunned. It's it's a lot of effort. A lot of effort goes into things like that. It's very, very impressive that they were able to pull it off. And some good, well-meaning people. In fact, I recognise on that picture there in the top right, the chap in the cap and the chap with the orange shirt. Those are two Turnipcon regulars.
There's I spotted him a second ago. There's a Tara.
Oh, there he is! There he is!
Who has at least been in the chat here as well.
Oh no, there is bottom left, the kind of orange lit picture. I believe that's Tara behind someone's hand.
It is. There's another
I
Tara.
think there he is. Let's spot the Tara. See
This
if
is
we can
great. This
find
is
him
a
out.
great game. There should be more of
Yeah, it's
this.
pretty good.
Is this? That's not also Tara. That's just someone else's curly hair.
I mean, it might be Tara.
It,
When in doubt, it's probably Tara.
oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think I see some glasses, and as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen a glasses Tara yet.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
No, wonderful. Yeah. So Camping Kit Bash, Camping Kit Bash are going to be slightly different from the other people that are attending. Everyone at SPRU is going to have the same size table, and that's kind of the whole point. Is that I don't want, I never want kind of one person to come in, buy all the floor space, and have this massive area that then kicks out space for other people to be able to exist in. So if you're an exhibitor or a vendor at SPRU, you will all have the same table size, apart from Camping Kit Bash, who have the entirety of like the main stage. They're going to have multiple huge round, big, like 6-foot circular tables that they can do their whole kind of kit bashing and kind of their Camping Kit Bash vibe in like a big set out area. So I'm really excited for them, really.
It's very
and I
exciting.
hope it kind of gives them the platform. They've paid me nothing, Tara. No one has paid me a thing. Which is another big part, and I'm happy to be open about this. That all of the exhibitors and vendors at SPRU aren't being charged at all to be there. The only income from the event for me is going to be through ticket sales, and that's a big part of the idea of SPRU, is that it's to give people person who makes cool stuff to have a table to like sell their stuff. I'm not taking a share of profits they make. I'm not taking a table fee. Nothing. Absolutely nothing from the vendors. And so I think what that really empowers, for me at least, is that these vendors and exhibitors want to be there and want to actually engage with an audience. And I think I'm not kind of where am I going with this? My stutter kicked in at the worst time. I don't want to use it as a kind of get names in and get their money and then just not really bother when the tickets start selling. So yeah, it's I've still got a lot of effort, and there's a big journey to go for the next 6, 7, 8 months. But yeah, that's a big thing. The vendors are turning up for free. Hopefully we can get lots of people turning up to appreciate it.
Well, they've been threatened by Tara in the chat. He's
yes,
he's gonna come for you if you don't buy a sprue ticket when they
that's
go
true.
live. And speaking of the kind of stage that Camping Kit Bash are gonna have,
yes,
we can have a little look at the venue itself.
Yes. This is something special.
It is indeed. It is.
This is really something special. Do you want me to just wax lyrical about it, James, or do you want to give your novice introduction? So
tell people.
So the Albert Hall Conference Centre. I can't remember how I stumbled across this. I almost want to say that this was a suggestion by Turnip 28's Max, because he kind of is new. Him and Annie know a fair amount more about Nottingham than I do. But yeah, I was kind of looking around, found this beautiful venue, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, the Albert Hall Conference Centre. If you can find it, anyone who's listening can just find it on Google Maps. Like if you go to the street view on the street outside, it's a gorgeous old building. It's a very I don't even know what era it is, but it's got a beautiful like stone frontage, quite tall, sort of spire-like, and you kind of walk down into this classic concert hall. So you initially walk down a load of stairs into the kind of underbelly of the centre, and then you walk upstairs into the music hall itself. And then if you can see on that picture there that is on the screen at the moment, I think I can hear myself.
That's my fault. No worries. Keep talking.
That's right.
Picture on the screen.
It's okay. Picture on the screen. Yeah, so if you look at the picture of the screen at the moment, that hall is going to be where all of the exhibitors and the like the gaming and interaction is going to be. So all of those chairs in the middle of the hall are going to be removed, and it's just going to be loads of tables in that central area. And then just at the back on the stage, where you might be able to make out a grand piano, and then a large organ as well, that's going to be where Camping Kit Bash is.
That is a
So they
very
have
big organ.
yeah, well, so it's actually quite famous in the UK. Apparently, it's quite a prestigious instrument. It's quite old and has been restored and it's particularly high quality. So yeah, if you're a music nerd, then apparently that organ might actually be of significant interest. But yeah, so Camber Kit Bash are going to be on the main stage underneath the organ, really, with all this space for them to kind of work in, and then in the main kind of main floor area, there's going to be about 20. I'm hoping I can get maybe 25 different exhibitors with loads and loads of different games. Yeah, with 20 different games, basically. Everyone's doing something different, or whether it's a game or an activity or kind of interaction or in some way, that's going to be something worth keeping people busy. And of course, you've got the really nice seating up in the stands as well, so people can kind of relax, chill out, just watch. So yeah, they're definitely hopefully a pleasant convention kind of hangout vibe is very much gonna be there. And that's just the exhibit. That's just the exhibitors and gaming as well. There's still the area beneath, which is where all the vendors are going to be, which is a whole space in itself.
Yeah, I mean it's massive. It might not look like it, but it's huge, and it's nice to have these, like, the seats around it as well. It's nice that they're kind of tiered, so you'll almost be able to look down if you're sat at the top and kind of have a look into the everything being played. And it's gonna be great.
Oh, just to add as well, actually, I just realised I appreciate we've talked a lot about stairs and tiered seating. Very, very important to state that because this is a proper, like, professional established conference hall and centre, they have quite a well established, like, accessibility setup as well. So if people do struggle with stairs or of any kind, then they've got everything one would need to be able to facilitate that. So I won't go into it in heavy detail now, because it can be quite convoluted. But yeah, just to make it known that yeah, accessibility has been a big part of the planning stage as well, and this place certainly allows for it.
Yeah, I mean being able to see behind the scenes everything that's been going on, the amount of planning that has gone into this, that has gone into SPRU already is incredible. There's so much work that you've put into it that is just outstanding, and probably far more than people will ever realize. So it's amazing that you are putting this all together. It is going to be an amazing time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears going into it, so it should be fun.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can
Yeah,
find.
great. It's an absolutely great venue. It has its own website. It's a well-established place. So if anyone has any, questions or queries about the event, you're welcome to kind of browse yourself. There will also it's in the making at the moment. I couldn't get it up and running in time for tonight's stream, but there is going to be a SPRU like website alongside the Department of Wargaming side of things as well, in order to kind of consolidate a lot of the information. Because if people think SPRU, they think SPRU. They want to you want to go to the Department of Wargaming or SPRU website and find the information there, and not necessarily have to bounce to like the conference center website and then maybe Google Maps stuff and so on. So in order to make things a bit easier, a lot of information is going to be consolidated down.
Yeah, absolutely. Like SPRU will have its own website that's kind of the forefront. The Department of Wargaming page is kind of a an add-on to that, and the content is very much very similar. We've tried to keep it as close looking as possible. But then you'll be able to get the tickets from the Department of Wargaming website as well. And there will be links in all the right places to find all of the things that you need, so that you've got all of the information you could possibly want, to make sure that it's the best possible convention that we can run. It's very exciting. Amazing.
Yeah, the venue's great. They're looking at, I think, the capacity for this con as well, because I imagine that'll be on people's horizons.
Yeah.
Is we're probably going to be looking at selling. I need to have a final conversation with the venue, but I'm looking at selling around about 500 to 600 tickets. So there's going to be plenty of space, lots going on, nice and busy crowd, very much a nice healthy atmosphere. And that's all I have to say about that. Tickets will go on sale in the spring. I've got to try and nail down, but there'll be an avalanche of social media on Instagram and websites and Discords and so on as more stuff comes together.
Yeah, it's incredible how much things are going to pick up, even though we're what feels like not that close, but it's getting closer. It is getting closer. So yeah, very exciting. Well, while we were chatting, we actually had a donation come in.
Oh, no way! Oh, wow!
We did. They haven't left their name. They're remaining anonymous. We had £25 from Anonymous, so thank you very much. It goes a long way
very kind of you. Thank
to
you.
supporting people that need it the most. Calm is an absolutely amazing charity. We had Charlie on from Calm last night, and you can go and watch the VOD for that stream that we did yesterday. It was incredible, and Calm are a brilliant charity, and they are there's all of the reasons in the world for me to have been supporting them this year. I'm very proud to be doing that. So thank you very much for your donation, especially whilst you are just listening to us yap instead of maybe playing something or maybe looking at something that encourages donations a bit more. I appreciate we are just sat here chatting, but hopefully about exciting stuff.
Absolutely. And of course, if anyone, whilst we're kind of bimbling along, if anyone has any questions about SPRU or queries, please just chuck them in the chat. I'll be glad to answer them.
Yes.
No problem at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got through all of the SPRU based things that we wanted to look at. Is there anything else on the list for specifically SPRU that we were going to talk about?
Well, I mean, I think I'm definitely the more I've thought about it after my flippant comment, I'm a huge fan of perhaps definitely doing something, a SPRU competition for SPRU ships in the build up to the event. I'm like, the more I've kind of rattled my head around, it's that's definitely a thing we need to talk about more.
Absolutely.
Tara has asked, who did the wonderful title art? That was Letex. I'm afraid I have no idea how to pronounce their Instagram handle. But what we can do is, if I can find it,
I'm already quickly trying to get it up.
If we can get it's a good point. Yeah. If we can show it off, and what I'll do as well is I'd like to try and link it in the chat as well, so people can kind of see, copy it. But no, I
can do that.
Oh, there it is. In fact, Tara, thank you very much.
Already done it. Cool. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to allow links, but
no, thank you very much, pals. It's Let is just phenomenal artist, absolutely spectacular. They I know, Tara, I know. Don't you worry. I know that they will also have a table at SPRU. And all of the SPRU art that gets made is it'll be some of it will be available as prints that can be purchased, like physical prints, and all of that money goes to Let. I'm not taking anything about that. That's Let's art in my eyes, and so they will be there selling all of their cool stuff and being I'm sure open to all sorts of arty arty conversations. So yeah, Let's are phenomenal. And as I said, I think there's a number of people that have really come together that helped bring the idea of SPRU. And I've talked about Bad Squid Annie, I've talked about Turnip Max, we've talked about James as well. And then it's like there is another person I'll mention as well in a moment, but Let's art and interpretation of the draft image that I had for SPRU. Yeah, really nailed it. Like as the second, I had this weird little draft. I had an idea, had a principle, went to talked about it, and they came up with this beautiful piece that you guys have seen. And I think that was like the pin in the proverbial corkboard of like, yes, this is what the event is. This is the vibe. This is how it's working. Yeah, it's phenomenal. And they will of course have their table at SPRU as front and center.
Yeah, I think,
and there is
I
one.
think Lettuce's
Sorry, I'm going to
artwork-
stop rambling there for a second. James,
No
please
worries.
carry on.
I was going to say, Lettuce's artwork, I think, gets taken up pretty quickly. Yeah, anytime I see any of that go on sale, immediately gone. So I can only imagine it's going to be the same, the same at SPRU as well. Everyone in the chat is talking about how little money they're going to have left over after SPRU. Yeah, get saving now. You need to save all your money up now for all of the amazing people that are going to be there.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And there's also, it's very important. I want to say that I think I'm a big proponent of kind of not being a kind of self-made man in any way, shape, or form, especially with regards to running events, and especially SPRU. Like people see like, oh Ben, you're the one doing SPRU. It's like, no, well I'm really not, and it's because of the people I've mentioned. But there's also another person who I will only refer to their first name as Claire, who is an absolute godsend when it comes to event management and kind of helping me come up with a proposal documentation, like ideas, really core mechanical fundamentals with how to run an event. And so, yeah, so SPRU is a product of Annie, Max, James, Claire, five other people, and me. So yeah, it's definitely a kind of collaborative input, and hopefully it's worth it. So yeah, we can now kind of snuggle back onto kind of let and kind of SPRU questions and so on. But yeah, I wanted to make it abundantly clear. I'm certainly not this kind of central kind of big brain event guy. Yeah, very much a lot of effort involved by a lot of different people.
It's it's an amazing, fun, collaborative thing that's just been an absolute pleasure to help work on as well. Yeah, absolutely. All hail Overlord Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, he's saying all of this, but what he really wants is you to all just, kneel to him at any possible moment. No, amazing. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go on a very short break, and when we come back, we can just talk more about everything.
Well, I'm very keen to. If anyone has any questions about events as a whole, think small scale stuff, not like SPRU, but like Turnipcon. If people want to ask questions about events, seeing as we're in that kind of topic, if people would like, also happy to kind of do a bit of an event Q&A as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions you've got, put them in the chat in a little break, and we'll come back and answer those, and probably just have a little talk about what's going on in our Wargaming lives at the moment. Because why not? Excitingly as well, I'm being stared down by a pair of pink cat-eared headphones that all of your very generous donations have forced me to wear. So...
oh no!
After the
no!
break,
I have to wear pink cat. Oh no! I'm being forced to wear pink cat-eared head. Oh no! Oh no! The community are forcing me to wear these pink. Forcing you, James. Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't wear them. I wouldn't wear them unless I was doing this for charity.
Of course. Yep.
No matter how good a sound quality they have. We will be back very shortly, and you will get to see that amazing spectacle. If you haven't already seen it on the post I did yesterday. We will be right back. Enjoy some jazz in the break.
See you.
And we're back. The short break
Hello.
has broken. Oh,
Well, I'm certainly refreshed.
I forgot to do something, Ben.
What was that?
It might
What
be
did you forget to do?
It might be the headphones.
It might be the headphones.
Oh,
That you're being pressured by the community to
you
wear.
can't see, but just out of shot, someone's holding me at gunpoint.
As they should. Oh, I mean, of course they are, James. Of course they are. Of course. Yeah, you're already being put under pressure here
Yeah.
to channel. You're in a caramel dance and headphones.
There we go. I think that's worked.
Oh,
They're here.
your audio. Yeah, your audio is slightly different as well.
Is it better? Is it worse?
You're fine. Yeah.
Fine. That's what we like to hear. How comfy are the headphones? They're actually pretty nice. I'm so loud. Oh yeah, look at that. It's because I'm not using cheap headphones instead. It's cheap earphones. Loud, so loud. How about now? Is now good? I was at 300%. You guys didn't like me at 300%?
I think it's a little bit too much.
Too much? That's what I've got to do for the for the other headphones. These ones not so much. It's the annoying thing about these headphones is they look the way they look, but they're made by an actual company who make audio products. Now I'm quiet. Great. How about now? We good now?
Hopefully somewhere in the middle will do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people will complain and or message.
Yeah.
But so far,
people love complaining. That's what we got.
Next.
Yeah, we got some random stuff to talk about. We got a few things that we've queued up, but we've actually had some questions as well.
We did, yeah. So from Mangly Minis, the menace that he is, about events in general. So I can jump straight to that about my.
Go for it.
So it's very important to add the caveat that when I talk about events, it's exclusively from the world of Turnipcon. I'm not. I haven't done a degree in anything like that. I haven't kind of formally qualified or have a qualification. It's purely kind of make it up as I've been going along for the last three and a bit years. So take that with a pinch of salt and kind of apply as necessary. But kind of going through what Tara was saying is so for those of you that can't see Twitch chat, I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit just so I can read it all. So how far in advance should I plan an event? I think that is you're limited by your venue. Now, most venues, events as a whole, I would say, from my knowledge of the semi-professional / organised event space, you're easily looking at planning maybe 12 months in advance, minimum. I think that if maybe 9 to 12 months, I'd say is standard. And I think that's, from my experience, that's been because venues are fully booked. For instance, so the venue that we talked about earlier that's hosting SPRU, they needed 18 months notice because they were just fully booked, and that was the first window I could get them for. Whereas where Turnipcon is hosted, Bristol Independent Gaming, I kind of need 6 months is a bit tight, and so I kind of talk to them around 8 months in advance. Just to get things kind of locked in. So I would say if you're planning any form of event and you're starting small, give yourself 6 months. Reach out, give yourself plenty of time, because then there's no need to rush. It also means you might be able to play around with deposit periods a bit better. So if you're not financially sure about an event, then you could put a deposit down, see how it goes with your planning and prep, and then if you need to pull out, you can. Whereas if you go very last minute, you might have to pay the full sum straight away and kind of balance things that way. But yeah, so how far in advance? I'd say you're looking between. I'd say if you're starting up, between 6 to 9 months easily. Next one, the classic one. How do I calculate my own labour in the planning of an event when considering costs? I'm really bad for this. I don't. generally. So any money that's left over at the end, I take as mine. But one thing you can do is, and I would recommend it, is just charge yourself the minimum wage and then calculate how many hours you spend genuinely working on the event prep. This isn't really something that you can, I don't think, in my eyes, I don't think it's something you can necessarily factor into the planning. It's more a case of building a spreadsheet, putting your hours down, and then at the end of the event, once you have all of the finances kind of settled, you then go, oh, I actually spent 15 hours of prep time and that kind of took me over budget or under budget. So I would, I would check your prep time as you plan the event. But I don't think that's going to be something you're able to do until you've got maybe 1 or 2 or 3 events under your belt and you know the routine. You know, you've built stuff already, or you've kind of changed venue, or you've got an established thing. So calculating your own labour is tough. But I would probably kind of bite the bullet for the first 1 or 2 events that you run, and then probably for the third one you'll have a much better idea. This goes into an idea as well as like document everything. Have a spreadsheet for everything. Every penny that you spend on MDF, on paint, on the venue, on a photographer that you put towards prizes, list everything in a spreadsheet and how much it costs. And then when the dust settles in the event, you can actually look back on it, reflect on it, and then figure out how your costs fit in there. That's kind of my question for that. Next one. Where do you get those extendable stand things with the art on them? So you're talking about a stand banner.
Or a roller banner. Either
Or a
of
roller
those.
banner. Absolutely right, James. Yeah, so you can get those from various establishments around the country and around Europe, because those big posters are just marketing. It's just kind of convention, corporate marketing stuff, and they are everywhere. It's like it falls under the umbrella of brand recognition, kind of brand exposure, marketing for events, all that kind of stuff. One of the big companies that I wouldn't get a stand banner from, but I would get other stuff from, is Vistaprint. They're quite big.
Yeah.
And there's another company. There's actually, I'll have to dig it out. I would recommend just Google roller banner or stand banner, and look at some prices and figure out what works. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, on the Turnipcon website, you should see standing behind me is a stand banner. It's like a 6-foot rectangular piece of art. It's got kind of the logo on and writing. And that set me back. How much did that cost me? I want to say I got it on a deal. I think it was about 30 quid, I think. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, James. That's
Hang on.
there.
Getting it up so the stream can see it.
Oh, apologies. Yes.
There we go. This one.
Catch up. Yeah. So that cost me around about 30 quid. And yeah, it's fine. It just kind of exists. So I think it's super fun. I'm going to be getting loads for SPRU as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of it. So yeah, stand banners.
I think I paid not considerably more, but more for my one. But that one was from Vistaprint. So I at least know how good they are. They were a bit more expensive. I think I got it very discounted, and then it seems since then there's been a lot of increase in price of everything. So yeah, maybe other places are good to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely look around. Definitely look around for that. So yeah, stand banners or roller banners. Next question was, what do you think the most important piece of marketing is when it comes to ensuring people hear about an event? I have been very lucky in that I think Turnipcon has only grown because it's grown organically through word of mouth. I think the community has done more work for Turnipcon than I ever could, and therefore I'm not entirely sure what. I don't know how to answer that question really. However, I mean, this is where I think perhaps James might be able to take over a little bit. I know we've talked a fair amount about marketing in the past regarding SPRU, for instance, but this is definitely something that I'm a bit of a dinosaur on, and I really struggle forcing social media posts down people's throats. And I think Turnipcon's only really successful because of word of mouth and through that kind of community osmosis. But, James, do you have any comments or thoughts about
Well, I mean,
marketing about events?
by saying you don't know what you're doing, you kind of hit the nail on the head largely. The like word of mouth, like putting on a good event and kind of having other people show off what that good event is a massive part of it. Yeah, the word of mouth thing is, it's like the oldest form of marketing. It's always been a good one because, people trust the people that they talk to. People trust other people in the community that they see various things of. So telling people around you if you do something good or see something good is always a great way to let them know and to kind of market your event. And as an organizer, that's kind of not helpful because that means that you have to kind of rely on other people doing the work for you. But I guess if you kind of try your best with the event part and maybe encourage people to talk about it on social media, or there's without going so deep into marketing, there are various ways that you can kind of encourage people to do the things you want them to do. If you do like prize draws for sharing about their time at an event and things like that, you can spread word of mouth. Other than that, kind of Instagram is a great other various social media platforms are a great way of showing off about events. There's a reason that Ben has come onto the on to do this stream, as well as just getting money for charity. It's just a great way to chat and let people know about what's going on and how to kind of market various events and things that you want to say. Getting the word out there to people is the most important way. So I think figuring out where people are going to be listening to you and being in those spaces is the best solution to kind of marketing.
That's good. Yeah, and I'm certainly learning a lot about it. So more to follow. Ask me that question again ask that question again in
Like
a year's
next
time,
year.
and we'll see we'll see how the answer has changed.
Yeah.
And I guess that falls nicely to the last question: is how do you go about growing an event? And I think, for me, is my attitude towards Turnipcon when I was growing it was, I know this is going to sound stupid, but just doing it. I think that was the point where when I started doing Turnipcon, I was in a pretty financially stable position. I saw it as an opportunity just to do something fun, and I was like, you know what, let's give it a go. And it truly was that. I didn't go in with it with some big plan, with a big idea. I certainly didn't plan for it to be as kind of established as it is now at all. And I just was like, let's just do it. Let's just do the event again. Let's do it in 6 months' time. In fact, I remember at the first Turnipcon, people asked, "When's the next one?" And I was like, 12 months seems a bit too far away. 6 months? Should we do 6 months? And everyone's like, yeah, all right then. And I think that it's just, I'm a big proponent, especially of events where it's, especially in the gaming space, like if you make it, people will come. But I think the issue with that statement can be what qualifies as a successful event and what qualifies as growth varies between people. And I think that Turnipcon 1 and Turnipcon 2 went from 18 people to 20 people. Is that successful growth with 2 extra people? Yeah, it should be. Absolutely is. And then Turnipcon 2 to 3 was 20 to 24. And then Turnipcon 3 to 4 was 24 people to 46 people. So that's huge.
Yeah.
But and now Turnipcon peaks at about the high 60s, I think, that we're kind of looking at now. But I think that it's the reason, like, how do you go about growing it? And I think a lot, it's luck. It's luck and just being stubborn. This is where it goes back to the previous question, which is, how do I calculate costs into it? Like, running an event, if you can afford it, and you've got people who are interested, just run it. And if you run, like, a successful event should be you and 3 or 4 people max. That's an event. I think that's what I think a lot of people get hung up on about. And I'm going to be very stubborn and a bit kind of soapboxy here, but I think people see wargaming events and they're like, oh, it needs to be like a whole venue, or it needs to be in a big space and multiple tables, and I got to do all this. I got to have a website, got to have a photographer. It's like, no, an event is just you and some people that you like playing a game with, hanging out for a day, and that's what events. And if it grows beyond that, brilliant. That's a bonus. But ultimately, if you are an organizer, if you inherently are an organizer in your friend group, or you organize like, you're a GM for tabletop RPGs, you want to do more stuff with people, just book a couple of tables in a local club or a club that's accessible, and give people a few months' notice. Like, that's it. Tell people, hey, in 3 or 4 months' time, I'm going to be hiring out a couple of tables at this club. Who wants to join me? We're going to play this all day. I guarantee you'll have people that will turn up, and that's what gets these little events growing. Because Turnipcon started just like that. The history of Turnipcon, those that do know, you've heard this many times. Those that don't, Turnipcon started because back in the day on the Turnipcon website, Turnipcon Discord. I don't think it's. Sorry, let me start again. On the Turnip 28 Discord, there used to be like a geographical map, like a tag where you are kind of map thing, and when I first got into Turnip, it was myself, a friend of mine that lives in like the Taunton area in the southwest, and 1 or 2 people in Bristol. And we were like, oh, we all live in the southwest. You know what? I fancy going to Bristol for a day out, because I live like 3 hours away from Bristol. But I was like, let's go to Bristol for a day out. I'll meet my friend. We'll play some games. And it was literally 4 of us, and we hired 1 table in this fun, quirky little wargaming club in Bristol. Doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But that was it. That was how Turnipcon started. And just by chance, people were like, hey, do you want to rent out a few more tables and get more people in? But it wouldn't have started if a handful of us didn't just decide to turn up and play games. Basically, do the thing that our parents told us not to, which is go and meet strangers on the internet in places you've hardly ever been. I'll be honest with you, that's unfortunately how you do wargaming events. Is you have to meet strangers on the internet in places you've never been before.
I think as well the kind of benefit of being in the modern day where everything's kind of been at least done once already, is it means that it's at least been done once already, and you can just copy it and see what kind of things they do. If there's events that you like going to, or events you like the look of, just kind of do similar things. Like, if you want to look at their marketing, then, and like if you want to market your event, look at their marketing and see how that compares. Yeah, just do the similar things. Do similar things to the events that you like, and you can kind of start your own thing from there.
I think it's also, and this is going to be a very big, controversial thing to say, especially after the marketing comments. But your event doesn't have to be Instagrammable, and that's gonna twist a knife, I think, in some people. But you don't need to have an event that goes online and like is posted about and is shared. Like, just hang out with a couple of friends at a club and have some fun. It doesn't need to be this big social media extravaganza. And I think I know for a fact that a Turnip event that didn't come to pass, somebody I was speaking to who wanted to do a smaller Turnip event, got very, very hung up on like how much it costs to have a photographer and how much it costs to have a website and all these things. And I was like, buddy, that's not why you should be doing this. Events are for hanging out with people, and all of the social stuff comes very, very second. Like, social media stuff is purely an abstracted bonus. So I'd say that's like managing expectations for events is huge, for the people I've spoken to, at least.
Yeah, I definitely think it's kind of the difference between doing it as like a hobby, fun thing, and kind of trying to grow it as like doing it for others. I think Turnipcon's got to the point now where I admittedly haven't seen, but I can't imagine you play a lot of Turnip at Turnipcon anymore.
Oh, I don't. I haven't played a game of Turnip in probably over a year, I think. Have I played a game of Turnip this year? No, I have played a game of Turnip this year. No, I didn't. No, I was about to say I haven't. I demoed a game for people. My partner got into Turnip this year, and so I demoed a game between a friend and them. I'm just trying to think. Have I played a game of Turnip? I don't think I have. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So now it's crossed over that mark of you're putting this event on for other people, and I think that's the kind of the big thing is like I don't want to say it's become a business because it's not really a business for you doing Turnipcon, because as far as I know it's not the big money maker people might expect it to be.
Well, no, I'm actually very, very keen to. In fact, we'll talk about that in a moment, actually, because I think you've hit the nail on the head a little bit with another aspect of the event. So please carry on with your point, James, because I think your marketing, doing it for other people thing is a good one.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I think when you're doing smaller events, all of the flashy websites and the Instagram and having photographers and everything just isn't necessary. You're just there to kind of have fun. And play some games with friends, because I think the best part is that, you know, a lot of this is just an excuse to play some games with other people, and then yeah, maybe you enjoy the actual event element of it and you want to do more of the event side of things, and that's the time where you grow it and maybe you take a step back from playing the games as much, but then you get to do the element that you enjoy a bit of, that's maybe a bit it's not quite as typical, where yeah you're planning events, sorting events out, and making fun rules and tests and trials to put your willful victims through, as Turnipcon now is.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, you mentioned finances. I think that's a big one. Every single Turnip event is like, I don't think I made any money from a Turnip event until Turnipcon 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Turnipcon 4, 5 and 6 Turnipcon 4 I made about 50 quid, I think, in like total. Like after all expenses I made about 50 quid, and then after that it was about 100. And then I spent a load of money on the website, so that was hundreds of pounds for the website. But that meant that kind of ruined all the expenses for Turnipcon 6, and I'm still paying, in a way, the way I've balanced my budget, still paying it off for 6 and 7. So, like, I think, you know, thinking you're gonna jump into an event, don't go into events for the money, because you won't get there. It has to be something that you love doing, and I think there has to be a sense of selflessness. As you know, and if you want to keep going, then sure. This goes back to the previous question that was asked, which was, you know, how do you factor your own labour into it? And I think you have to decide how much your labour is worth, and you have to decide how much effort you want to put into the event. Like, if you want to put in very little effort but use, you know, like go to a club that has terrain and mats and do it for a game where the terrain is ambiguous enough. Like for Turnipcon 4, in fact, for most Turnipcons, I have spent hundreds of pounds, both in materials and time, on building all the Turnipcon terrain. And that hasn't been my time hasn't been factored in at all into any of that maths. It was just material cost. But that's easily, you know, I don't know, like a good couple hundred hours plus on just getting all the terrain sorted. So yeah, I think there has to be a sense of selflessness. I think when you get into this, if you want to grow a wargaming event, then you have to accept that you're not going to make money for a while, unless you do like a Warhammer event or something, in which case you can just print money apparently. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we talk about, like, here's the other angle. You don't need to play the game to run an event for it.
Yeah.
I have an acquaintance who is experimenting with this. He doesn't really play Warhammer much at all. He is getting into the kind of semi-competitive Warhammer scene just to run an event. And he's, you know, he's going to use a club where all the terrain's there. It doesn't have to do any terrain work. And he's just doing it because he's like, you know, how much money could he make? It's nuts.
Probably lots.
It's nuts. Yeah, probably.
Probably, especially if
Anyway.
you've got your own models to sell and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
But anyway, but yeah, that aside, I appreciate I went a little bit rambly there, but yeah, I hope that those questions and kind of the thoughts about how to run an event and how to get people in a space rolling dice together is kind of helpful.
Well, yeah.
And if anyone, sorry, go on, James.
No, go. You finish your bit.
I was going to say that if anybody has any questions about event stuff, you can grab me on Discord or through the Turnipcon website. My contact details are there as well. So truly, like, I'm very, very enthused by the idea of people making little gaming events. So please do reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to briefly talk about the one of the messages in chat, which was one of the best bits of Fringe Fest this year, because apparently it was still this year, only 9 months ago, but it really feels like it was a lot longer ago. One of the best bits was just sitting in Joe, one of the organisers from Fringe, sitting in his back garden and kit bashing things and chatting to people and playing games with people. It was it was an interesting time, but it was one of those things where it really it felt like a random nice event that wasn't there to make money. It wasn't there to do anything special, but then ended up being like one of the highlights of the year. So yeah, it was very good. I'm looking forward to seeing if something remotely close happens like that next year.
Yeah, and there's an interesting angle there, right? Which is the art, like, what is the purpose of the event? That's another thing to consider, which is like, why do you want to gather people together?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's for a marketing reason, that you want to promote a game, you want to kind of really like sell something, then sure, then you're looking at the kind of corporate event space. But if you're doing it for like primarily social reasons, then congratulations, all you're doing is reinventing the wheel of why people used to hold dinner parties or just have friends around, like, at some point. Like, it's not that hard. Like, and I think, there is a somewhat a danger of overcomplicating it. But yeah, just invite some friends around, roll some dice, crack a beer or kind of whatever it is you drink or consume. But yeah, like, it's certainly easy.
Dinner party wargaming event, yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure.
The fourth course is Game of Turnip. Well, I think after that, we'll take a little look at what we're doing, or things that we want to chat about that probably aren't events. Have a look at random things going on. Oh god, non-oil cocktails, horrific. Quick, get away from the dinner parties. We got a few things that we prepared in the break to just have a little random chat about, because like we mentioned before, we actually haven't had a lot of time to talk about things previously. So if I get some things up, we got some cool things to talk about. Starting off, and speaking of Turnip, I got some lovely pictures from the last Turnip event to show off. The gallery is incredible. People make some amazing stuff.
There's, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Turnipcon, perfectly good game. Really enjoy it. But Turnipcon as an event, it just the sheer amount of cool stuff that people bring. It really is like almost a mecca or kind of a really, it's just incredible. Just the cool stuff that people invent and make up and bring along. And the photographer, like, and Alec, who, Alec really is why Turnipcon is successful, because some of his pictures, most of his pictures, all of his pictures have been incredible over the years, and I owe a lot to him. My breath is taken away every time with Turnipcon photos, and my breath is taken away every time by seeing pictures of Tara involved in Turnipcon. But But James, please carry on. Like, I've looked at this gallery way too many times. Take us through your thoughts on some of these pictures.
This is great. I love, especially not having been there. I have loved seeing a lot of the pictures and seeing what's going on and kind of feeling at least a little bit more involved. Seeing everyone's amazing outfits. Oh, I didn't mean to scroll on from that one. Nah, we'll find it. We'll find it again because this is a great shot that just kind of showcases some of the people getting involved, including yourself and your lovely fur trimmed jacket. Yeah, it's so fun seeing everyone's different outfits, and then the models that go with them. Because there's some brilliant models. There's some absolutely crazy shit that goes on. Like that is a walking bee house.
Of course. I mean, of course, it's a walking bee house.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Yeah, I love these planes. Planes and turnips really silly, but that's great. Having those going up against some horses,
Yeah, I
amazing.
think they are. I think they were. So this is where, if Jack is around, it's to do with the Ragamuffins, I think, which is a slowly growing collective within Turnipcon, which I fully endorse. And I think Tara, I wonder if Tara, please do correct me, but I feel like the Ragamuffins is by title a collection of players who create just like randomly create some turnip units, truly random. They create an army, rolling dice to generate what followers you have and what their equipment is, and then you bring them to an event with other Ragamuffin players, and then you randomly assign your followers to different players. So you don't know what your army's going to be until you turn up and quickly like assign it at the start of the event,
Brilliant.
and it's just people having a blast with it. And I believe those planes were exactly that, because there's this kind of underground industrial angle with swill and so on. Anyway, I don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, some of these pictures. I need to stop rambling. This excites me so much seeing these pictures. I need to.
That's so good.
I need to like. Yeah, I need to just like hold my tongue for a bit and let you talk, because
And
it's
it
amazing.
is
I love it.
it's really fun seeing some of these, like knowing some of these from behind the scenes as well. So I saw the affectionately named Longy Pongies being created from conception to tabletop on the Fringe Discord. So it's then very fun to see them being played out as close to in person as I could have got. These are great. The mushrooms, they're brilliant.
That's my partner's army.
They're so
Shout out
good.
to my partner Alex. Yeah.
The colours are great. It's not a very colourful world, so seeing colours actually quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm
Uh,
really proud of them. That was their first. Like, they've never been a wargamer, and
Amazing.
we went to UK Games Expo. They saw some mushrooms. They like mushrooms, and we made a mushroom army for them. And yeah, they painted it all
Brilliant.
themselves, and it's just brilliant. Really, really cool to see.
That is so cool. That is so
Fishman,
cool.
fish bard, fish. What is
Yeah,
the
kind of
fish thing?
tentacles and yeah.
There's some really abstract stuff. Like I like how Turnip almost exists. You've got like a left of field and a right of field. The left of field is the this one best army, by the way, or one of the best. No, second best army. This was honourable mention.
The banana
Um,
man and the monkey.
yeah. Well, because like you've got like um, people who have like grimdark, mud, dirty, armored, very kind of pathetic and miserable and horrible models, which is beautiful. It's very aesthetically Turnip, and we've seen some of the pictures here, like this, for instance. It's an absolute delight. And then on the other hand, you then have the hyper colourful, abstract, almost like Hieronymus Bosch, like you've eaten a magic mushroom a bit too many times kind of vibe, and
Yeah.
it's mental. It's just yeah, and there we go. That's the toff. In fact,
So
toff
good.
with its pet mushroom.
So good. Little flying like shark things. Oh, yeah, brilliant. There's far too many extremely talented people um in the turnip community, and yeah, it just really goes to show when everyone kind of shows up in one place and plays a game together, and you get absolute craziness. I think I saw this one being made as well. I at least know where this model is from.
The hand.
The hand
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah, this is brilliant. Oh, a hand, more hands. This is so good. Yeah, absolutely incredible.
The person who did this army, I forget their name unfortunately, but they were very kind enough to donate loads of little 3D printed bags for people to kind of kit bash bits out of, and I think they were all little 28mm hands and hand-sized accessories. So it was really fun.
That's really good. There's a little pumpkin here. Oh, yeah. And there's like just a million pictures as well from each of the different events. So there's more of them. There's loads of hands. Oh my god.
There's so many.
This is brilliant. But yeah, there we go. As well as some prizes being handed out at the end. There we go. Everyone's very happy.
There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
What do we have next? I guess I'll show a little bit of me off. One of the things I've been doing.
Exciting. What have you been doing, Joe?
What have I been doing? Well, I've been doing a lot of
What have you
this
up
for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I've been doing, as a lot of you know, I've been doing live streams for the last 2 weeks as part of Jingle Jam, which is an amazing initiative that happens every year and has been happening every year since 2011. Which doesn't sound like that long ago, but it is now 14 years ago.
Rushing amount of time ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, this year I've been raising money for Calm. As we mentioned, there was an amazing donation that happened earlier on. There's been loads of donations over the last 2 weeks, and that is going a long way to commemorate. Yeah, sorry, 14. Sorry about that. To commemorate this being my first year being an actual part of Jingle Jam, streaming and raising money rather than just donating like I've been doing every year, I thought I'd make a card because a lot of people might know or might not know. I kind of set up my own little wargaming movement that is all about making cards. And kind of like stickers, we all have a lot of the of stickers, but for me, I'm very quickly running out of space to put them all. They're starting to come off. My bottle, I got some lovely ones from Calm, and they're already very quickly coming off of my water bottle. And yeah, I'm. There's no more space on my laptop. There's no more space on my games box. So yeah. We are missing the cat ears on that. Unfortunately, it was made pre-cat ears. Maybe we'll get an extra special one. But yeah, I had this amazing piece of artwork made of me, inspired by the kind of Calm iconography, as you kind of see in like the bottom corner down here. Or is it roughly down here on the stream? As well as in the kind of breaks and stuff. Calm's logos are kind of like, they have a lot of fun eyes and wacky stuff like that. Pairing that with my dumb face, got this art, and it was made by there we go, she's tagged in here, by Vic, who actually has come to Turnipcon at least once.
Oh, did Vic do that? Oh, that's sick!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool!
It's very good. It's very cool. She's an incredibly talented artist that does a lot of cool various different arts for different games, and yeah, and models. There's nice models as well.
Yeah, some of the stuff that Vic's brought to Turnip events in the past have always been like mind blowing. It's been great to see what they make every event.
Yeah, but this card specifically, you will be able to grab off of me in different places. there's the post details everything, but if you come up to me and you find me anytime between now and January, you can claim one of these cards. I think I'm only going to be making 9 of them outside of special ones that I'm giving away. But for everyone else, there's 9 of them that I'll be giving away, and when they're gone, they're gone. So yeah, there's also other cards I've got, and more importantly, it's a thing that everyone can get involved in. I had this up, but I'll actually get up the other bit instead. There we go. Yeah, if you go to... Is that in the right place? At the moment it says this. I think that's the wrong link, but let me check. Bear with me 1 second.
No, just whilst you're working that out, I want to put a formal complaint into your Nightbot. I was showing an enthusiastic chant for cards, and it apparently tells me I'm spamming.
Yeah,
and gave me a formal warning. So I'm not allowed to celebrate your cards, I'm afraid.
No,
I'll just do one card. There we go, done.
It's been a consistent complaint. I need to go and tell Nightbot off. Yeah, so it will be departmentofwargaming.com/IWCTC. And it has all of the info on it. It kind of briefly talks about why it's happening, what you can do, and then all of the resources, including a spreadsheet where you just sign yourself up, put down kind of your name and what your card is going to be, and then when you've got some made up, either if you make them yourself or if you get them printed, you put the number in there. It tells you how many of your cards there are compared to the rest. So like it gives you a percentage of how many your cards there are in that series. And then it also gives your card a rarity as well, that live updates as people add more cards. So yeah, that's one of the exciting things I've been doing at the moment, and this is the next part of that, as a little exclusive calm card for people to grab from me over the next month, 2 months basically. So yeah, that's
exciting.
That's me for
That's
now.
really exciting. So yes, James, can I ask, will there be room in the future for like a Turnipcon card or a SPRU card, maybe?
I think there might be.
Yes.
Be. Yeah, I want to actively encourage kind of event organizers to make their own cards, and
Woo!
yes, we will have special cards, either with kind of exclusive art, or with art from kind of games or events, and those will be the cards you see. But realistically, you can come up with whatever you want as a card. There's some really cool things that people have already put down that I'm very excited to see. Yes, including some cards that I'm printing for a few people that I haven't got printed yet, but I will.
Exciting.
And when I get those printed and made up, then I can show them off a little bit more. At the moment, I have to do them digitally like this. But yeah,
very exciting, James. I'm
definitely.
really keen to see where this goes.
Me too. I more than anything, I don't want to get involved in this too much, because I want people to do their own thing. I want them to I want it to grow outside of my area of control. Yeah, I specifically don't want it to be like, this is a thing that Department of Wargaming is like selling. It's it's like a community thing. It's out there. It's for people to do. Yeah, that's the important part for me.
Of course.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Excited to see it.
Right. Well, what next have we got on here? You've got some terrain that you enjoyed.
Yeah, so just on the topic of, I think kind of if we're segueing into just projects we're working on a little.
Well, yeah.
Now that now that the dust of Turnipcon has settled, I'm finally able to hobby under my own steam. And something that might amaze some of you is that I've recently been a slave to smaller scale models, so 6mm and 10mm models, for various reasons. And I have been dragged kicking and screaming back into the world of 28mm. And I'm working on a silver bayonet project with a really good friend of mine. So I'm very, very excited to get into that. But one of the things that's kind of propelled into this is the idea of like lots of cool terrain, because I really want to make boards that look nice and look pretty. I don't really care much about the models, because if you have a really nice board, that makes up for a lot of work. And I was browsing kind of camp terrain, just kind of like a small camp village, very rural kind of idea of terrain, and I stumbled across this. Now, I appreciate we live in a world of 3D printing, where you can 3D print everything, and that's all well and good, whatever, but there was something about the convenience and detail of this that really caught my eye. This market stall apparently is for Victrix. It's done by Victrix Miniatures, and it's done for... They have a game out at the moment called Pillage, which apparently is very good. I've heard good things about it. It's very like a kind of Viking, Norman... bows, shields, spears, swords kind of era. I'm sure it could work for all sorts. And this particular terrain pack, it is as you can see, medieval and Dark Ages market stall, and I think it kind of pushes all the way up into kind of, I'm going to be using it for silver bayonet, which is sort of Napoleonic adjacent, so like 1800s. But the idea of wooden tables with stuff on and a canvas covered frame and lots of barrels and sacks, it's perfect for like scatter terrain, for like scenic, scenic scatter, and just the sheer amount of like barrels and bags you get in it is insane. I think if you scroll down a tiny bit, James,
a list of stuff here.
Yeah. So you get 12 barrels, 26 sacks, and I'm sure some of the pictures in the scroll will show it off as well.
Yeah.
In the kind of montage, but. It's mental. It's mental, and I think, I think this works. This would work perfectly for turnip terrain as well. If someone wanted, like, I'm already seeing a diorama of a toff with officers having a picnic dinner on the back of a giant beast, using these tables and the stools and all the food bit. Like,
it's perfect.
Like the food, all of those food bits are separate on the sprue, so it's just table and then bits. So like you've got all the food there. It's really cool. I absolutely love it, and I think the amount of stuff you get for that price, I think, is personally, for the little experience that I have, it's some of for 32 quid. That is all the scatter one would need for a medieval adjacent board game of any kind. I think it's so good. There's so much stuff.
I mean, you've got to love when you get a sprue and it just has different kinds of bags on it.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Like, it's just piles and piles of grain bags or sandbags of some kind, and like so many barrels. And I think it's the tables with like the little slice of life on them. The food and the mugs and the jars, and So I'm in love with this. I got this like 2 weeks ago after being made aware of it online, and it's my new favorite. It's my new favorite kind of medieval adjacent terrain pack, because it's so many things in one bag as well. I think, which is great. It's like one kit, huge amount of stuff.
I may actually have another thing for you to use this terrain on at some point. That I may have to.
What's that, James?
I may have to wrangle you into. Do I have it? Do I have it shown off somewhere? That's a great point. Do I? Maybe not on here. This is the bit where we figure out that I don't quite know my website as well as I thought I did. Not on there. In the store. Is
this someone that you're like? Is this someone that you're collaborating with, like on the in the publishing world? Is this an indie game, James?
This one specifically is not actually. And amazingly, it's nowhere. Amazing. Brilliant. Wow. I've talked about this thing and I can't show it off. Brilliant. Hang on. I've got to find something somewhere. I can't just start discussing it and, and then not have anything to show off.
No, it's good. It's quite alright. These things happen. Yeah, I mean, I can just wax lyrical about this terrain kit for ages. I think
You keep talking about the terrain. I'll find something in the background.
it's like I'm, there's like they've even got a chicken in a cage.
A caged
I
chicken.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And there's just a furnace. I think it's as items themselves, I do not get excited about. I do not get excited about the idea of a table and chair. I genuinely don't. But the idea of like multiple tables and chairs on a sprue for wargaming, yeah, sold. I think there's like my exposure to wargaming, like it's always about big center terrain pieces and then understandably the miniatures.
Yeah.
And generally military minded miniatures of some capacity. But like recently I discovered the like Frostgrave sprues with like the wizard. They've got like a wizard sprue which has got some really interesting like wizardy bits like orbs and familiars and staves and wands. The Wargames Atlantic Villager and Guard kits that they've just released have got so many things like aprons, hooded heads, like crazy hair pieces, all sorts of arms doing all sorts of casual things. And it's really interesting to kind of, for me to discover that after being exposed so much to like the classic soldier holding gun kind of pose.
Yeah.
And then moving into this as well, where it's like, this isn't a bunker. This isn't a sandbag fortification. This isn't, trees or an L-shaped ruin. Like it's cool, flavorful scatter terrain. And I think for me, that's what I think has been. I feel the 3D printing world obviously has by droves, but I think this as a kit, as in one bag, yeah, it really ticks boxes for me. And you're right, Alec in the chat. Yeah, it would be better. It would be better. But Alec, by the way, we were looking at some of the Turnipcon pictures, and again, you're an amazing photographer. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do for Turnipcon. It means a lot. Now I will pass. So hopefully, I've stalled enough for James to figure out what it is he wants to tell us about.
I think you might have. I think you did
it. Now, so James, what is this thing that you think you want to tell us about?
God damn it! I wish it was easier to do this. I'm trying hard. There we go. Boom! I found it. It's Slobberknocker.
What is this?
This is a game I came up with a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago. It was this year. That's kind of like a fantasy bar brawl game. Yeah, and this was the front cover I made for the rule book, and it was just a silly fun thing I came up with, and I instead of buying a box of terrain, I instead just 3D printed mine, but I basically ended up 3D printing the set that you have just shown us to make terrain for a small tavern. Yeah, and it's very silly. It involves models kind of picking up like bottles and throwing them at each other, and yeah, it's there's even a class that can pick up kind of tables and throw tables at other people. It's incredibly silly and a little bit random. I do have some stuff to show off for it. I have examples of stuff I'd done. Here we go. Back to this one. If it shows up, is it going to show up? Has it disappeared forever?
No, just see it's disappeared.
It's just the background.
Scenic background.
See, I'd actually done it right this time and everything. No.
It's exciting though. The idea of kind of I imagine what is it like? Blood Bowl, but a bar brawl.
Yeah, kind of that that idea. Here we go. There, this was the terrain I'd made for mine. Oh,
lovely! Yes,
just kind of 3D printed. Yeah. There's like a back of the bar, a bar, lots of bottles. Blood Bowl. I mean, if anything, it's kind of with the bowl. just a food bowl, not like a stadium bowl.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah,
He's got you there, Tara.
Yeah, destroyed. I actually even made these little guys, little, just very basically kind of fantasy characters, but they were made and painted up to go and fight in my bar.
Are those? Those are from the Wargames Atlantic villager set, aren't
they are.
Yeah.
That's basically all they are is the villager set. But
it's such a good set.
that set is amazing. I've used it for so many different things, and yeah, they make surprisingly good bar brawl characters. As you can see here, and they've even got a satchel, because that's the best item in a war game ever. There's not a single thing that could be better than a satchel.
Satchels make war games.
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna make it the main item and the best item. Forget that there's a shotgun in the game. You don't need it. It's nowhere near as good as the satchel.
Man,
yeah,
we mustn't dwell on that too long.
Well, we might summon Jack. That might be what happens.
It's true. Anyway,
but yeah,
no, fantastic.
That's what that made me think of.
Yeah, it's great. It's a cool kit, and I'm definitely moving more towards putting, like, I think I'm now in a stage where I really like having a really nice looking table, putting the extra mile into the table, less so the models. Like I'm kind of getting to a point where I'm like, I'm happy to have average models, but a great table.
Yeah.
Because I think that kind of makes it.
I think it's only a short leap until you're like rail modeling. You're doing model train sets.
Oh, mate, I already do 6 mil. Like it's not
trains, all terrain, no model.
Well, if I may, I do actually have a 6 mil terrain piece.
Amazing.
Because I got it for I do big like set piece games with BattleTech.
Yeah.
And I get a load of people over. I could do like a 12-foot or 12 to 15-foot board by like 4 foot. And I get like 10 people around it, and we play BattleTech. And
incredible.
And I bought myself a resin train set to go across in the right scale to go along this board that the BattleTech can kind of fight over. And anyway, Satchel Boy has arrived.
I was going to say, we actually summoned Satchel Boy.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
What have we got? You wanted to look at Space Kits.
Yeah, so and there's a so Space Kits is a game by the same guy that did
Gaslands.
Yeah, so Gaslands. He also did Hobgoblin. Some of you may know Hobgoblin as well. He did that. He also has done A Billion Suns, which is a really fun space game as well. Really interesting multi-table space game. Got some great mechanics in it. And this was something that he made over this year. I think it was been kickstarted at the beginning of the year, and I think officially released now, perhaps.
Yes.
I'm unsure kind of what the timeline is, but I think this is a great party game. And the gimmick of this game is when your models take damage, you stack dice on a pile going up, 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 up. So if your model takes 3 damage, you have to stack 3 dice in a dice tower, as you can see in the pictures there. And you keep going, and then when the dice tower falls over, that's when the model goes unconscious. So if you can keep the dice stack going, then you'll be fine. But if you and hilarity ensues as people are precariously trying to balance dice. And I think it's great. I think it's a great little game because it kind of brings back, I think, a lot of orky-ness that has disappeared recently of what makes that retro orc vibe. But also, I have been doing it not with orcs at all. I've been doing it with hobbits.
Hobbits?
Hobbits.
Wow.
Yeah. So there is a picture I threw over, which is and a link to a website I think called Battleforge. I think is one of the links I threw over, and it's So I basically what are what are hobbits if not, orcs, short orcs that
Small
like
orc.
lots of food? Yeah, exactly. So I've got a load of like picnic terrain and loads of kind of whimsical Bilbo Baggins' birthday kind of terrain. And
Yeah.
yeah, I play this game just with angry, very opinionated hobbits.
I'm very quickly trying to get that up for people to look at. The picture you sent over, are these your ones specifically?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's also
Exciting.
there should be a link as well to I think a website called Battleforge, and that's where I
Yes,
bought them from.
I've
And they
got
are
that one.
some of the most they're like weirdest characterful hobbit models I have ever seen. They were an absolute joy to paint. If anyone likes characterful metal models, Battleforge halflings are the way to go, for sure.
There we go. There they are.
Hey, there they are. Yeah, no, yeah, they're just so weird. They're so
brilliant.
weird.
There's just a wizard in the middle of them, like all
Yeah,
good
so
groups
he
of
is.
hobbits should have.
Yeah, he is Grand Alf the Grey on the website. Legally distinct wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Important to note.
Grand Alf. Yep.
But he's also, honestly, I love this wizard character because he is going to be part of my next. So what you're looking at as well is going to double up as my next Aetherpunk army. So I'm toying with how it would work visually, but yeah, I thought, wizard. I know a game about wizards.
I think you mean
But,
Satchel Punk.
Satchel Punk. Yeah. Well, there was goblins. 100% Jack. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time I can make an event, these guys will come up as goblins for sure.
So good.
Because what are goblins and orcs if not halflings just of a different colour?
Brilliant. Yeah,
Anyway.
here we go. Here is the page with them all on. Battleforge, and there's loads of halflings.
Yeah, I think these would also make great if anyone's looking for like weird turnip characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can get a lot of mileage out of this.
I like this one.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's
Paint a hobbit green, and you've got yourself a goblin.
It's true. Tara's surprisingly spot on. But yeah, I think they are they are hand sculpted metal models, which has a charm to itself, I think, and some people like it, some people don't. That's fine. But if anyone's looking, I think for like a turnip character, really like a turnip toff or something. In fact, look, if you look at the top, James, Halfling Command Pack A, right at the top there, you've got Officer, Drummer, and Flag Bearer. If that's not a multi-based officer, I don't know what is.
I mean, I was looking at this 10-pack of crusty pork pies. I think that's yes, one of the hobbits would be right at home against Kickstarter. I saw which one it was and quickly scrolled away when I noticed.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's there's some really it's a weird and wonderful website. They do loads of other stuff as well. But yeah, very, very cool models,
including O-scale model railway. Are you trying to tell us something here, Ben? Are you trying to...
I mean, I'm not trying to tell you anything. It's great. I love it. Like, I've been doing some weird like looks at 6mm terrain in general, and there's a surprising amount of techniques and skills that everyone talks about that like guys on forums 30 years ago, 20 to 30 years ago, was talking about in forums ages ago. Just go to Internet Archive and go to like loads of hobby websites, and they're like, oh yeah, you got to use PVA and all these things and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh yeah, I've literally heard the same people talk about this on Instagram like it's a year ago.
It's just the cycles. The cycles are happening.
Exactly. But yeah, fun halfling and lots of other weird, wonderful characters as well. Would recommend.
Amazing. What else have we got? We've got the Joy of Six, who have a very narrow website.
Yeah, so this is again me. Everyone seems to bully me about tiny figures when it's not an issue at all. You're just enabling me. Joy of Six is ran by Bacchus, which is the biggest. No, maybe that's not fair. No, probably the biggest 6mm store in the UK, based in Sheffield, and the Joy of Six is just their convention, and yeah, highly recommend. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really cool to see like what people can do at that scale and kind of how they interpret lots of different games and so I'm getting distracted by yeah, but it's I think it was eye-opening for me to first go to because it was eye-opening. Trying to not to do the chat. It was eye-opening for me to first go to because it really was like, oh wow, there's a lot of really creative people doing really cool things, and almost at the smaller scale, it enables some really interesting approaches to terrain and gaming that you just don't see at like 28mm. It just doesn't exist. It's just not feasible. And so it's just one, it was like an entertaining day out, but two, it was a fascinating insight into wargaming. And I think anybody who is interested in the hobby and wargaming, I think it's only fair that it's worth at least looking at and engaging with the different corners of it, and this is just one of the many corners.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard of Bacchus, so they've got to be somewhat big, because I haven't heard of anyone else doing 6mm. They definitely have an interesting website, but it looks cool. I've always loved the idea of representing like very zoomed out things on a table. So obviously the more zoomed out you want to go, it's got to be smaller models as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Apparently you're ambushing your photographer on a bus.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. Like it's just like, I don't know. For me, and I'll explain it. Oh, I appreciate theatrics and finger pointing aside. The genuine reason why I got into small scale was because I was running out of money fast trying to do stuff in other scales in like 28mm, and I was like, I just can't afford doing the hobby that I love in 28mm. It's not possible, and it wasn't feasible. And then I dabbled into 6mm, and I was like, oh wow, I can actually do everything and more with the same budget. I could just do more, so much more, with exactly the same and less budget than I had for my 28mm hobby.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, yeah, this is, and it really just opened the door up into what wargaming was. And for me, a big part of wargaming is storytelling as well, and being able to like transition between 28mm and 6mm, and then kind of what the way that a 28mm game tells a very different story to a 6mm game.
Mm-hmm.
And I found, and still find, 6mm games very refreshing in what they allow and the kind of narrative that they really like sort of help tell on tabletop. So that's me. That's kind of it. There's like, I went to 6mm purely because my bank account was suffering. That's it. Like that's all it is.
I mean, you said something really interesting. Like 28mm, you're the focus is really on the characters then, and the focus is on making the kind of the individual as interesting as possible. And then to do the storytelling at that scale, it means that you've got to then make every character have every bit of story, and it's just not quite as effective as being able to collectively tell the story of hundreds of people at the same time on one equally sized table, just scaled down. So yeah, I think and it's kind of more reminiscent of what we know of kind of real battles and things that have happened in the past. But even as you said, the playing BattleTech, that's still very much in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of take my bow and step away from ranting about tiny scales for the time being.
Well, yeah, you keep getting bullied in the chat about it.
I mean, no. Like this is Like this is like 1% of what I have to put up with whenever I meet with these rascals at a Turnipcon. Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, tiny scales allows for a different type of game and allows for more kind of affordability. I think it's kind of a big one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, technically, I love really small scale games as well.
It's true. Yeah, your space game would be an equally tiny scale game.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it has an official scale because I've never once even tried to begin and apply a scale to the models because I think that would make myself and others insane. I had one person come up to me at the first ever Salute event that I did and tell me that the game wasn't for them because they wanted to be able to calculate the velocity and the vector of the spaceship and that be their movement in the game.
In that case, they just need to play full thrust. That's it.
Or just like go work for like NASA or someone. You know, like yeah, it was interesting. So I think doing something as maybe simple as saying, oh yeah, it's like 72 scale, people would go insane if I tried.
Nah, man. I think
something
so.
like that.
I've got some Age of Sail ships, because of course I do. And
Of course you do.
The
The little 6mm men have got to go on some kind
No.
of boat.
Well, you see, they're smaller than that because a 6mm sailing ship would be enormous.
Yes.
So it's tiny. It's like I don't know if you were to do it. It's like kind of 1 mil or half a mil scale equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts. But it's really interesting because like you look at the scale of those things and like naval gaming as a concept has been around for ages, and it's really interesting just how like the sizes and scales of those ships have kind of varied over the years as well.
I need to say that I didn't pants them. I didn't pants the person. They just walked away.
And then he pants them.
And then I pants them.
Amber did. Amber pants them. Amber was waiting in the shadows.
Yeah. She was the other side of the roller banner and then just went, whoa! Yeah. But equally, it's quite fun just telling people as long as it fits on a 25mm base, you'll be fine. Yeah. And yeah, then people really push that to the limit by making models that really do have to balance on the middle of a 25mm base.
No, I'm so hyped for this. I'm so hyped for making my own little kind of tiny conflict space armada thing. Yeah, we're going to talk about this again. Or we'll talk about it now. We'll talk about it again in the future for sure.
We are. Yeah, I was just going to show off some of the things I do because, quite boringly, I actually don't do a lot of hobbying at the moment. The most recent thing I've done, for my own selfish accord, and you'll be able to see it on my webcam, very small, is I made a tank. That's too close. I've gone too close for the tank.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a 3D what's the word? Replica of a Cromwell tank from the Second World War that I designed in Blender. But that's the only thing I've done in maybe the last 3 years. Like the only kind of selfish hobby thing I've done in maybe the last like two years. James, did I ever tell you that I didn't go to your stall at Salute this year because I genuinely thought it was a government department? That is incredible. You didn't tell me that.
Nailed it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. I love it when people think I'm a real government entity. Unless it's the government, and then I don't like it when they think that.
Yeah, it basically is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have to explain it because I don't feel like I've actually explained it anyway. It was basically satire. I was just like, it's really stupid that the government would have some kind of department of wargaming. But yeah, it was just kind of a joke. Oh, Nightbot struck again. You can't shout. Nightbot doesn't like it. Yeah, it was basically just a joke, and I've kind of run with it. And now all my website's orange. And yeah, sounds like yeah, satire and wargaming. No one's ever done it before. I know it might be out there. But yeah, and now I make other people's games because that's a little bit more exciting than the stuff I do, and there are some very cool ones. I think a good amount of people in the chat right now are all people that I've made games for and with. So yeah, and there's always more projects that I'm doing. But if you want to have a look for yourself and understand a little bit more of what I do, this page is a great place to have a look at it. So I thought I'd give it another shout out, another one for my collection. Yeah, that's what I say every time I end a call. Someone asks me to help with their game. They're just another one on the list. I've got a tally on the wall. I just scroll on. Next, orange. You glad you added some color? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I originally did this is a little bit of really boring Department of Wargaming lore. When I originally did it, it was blue, and it had the actual like government crest on it. So I think it's the royal crest or something. And that I think the blue is like it's like the Home Office or something like that. And yeah, I really did have to change it because it was
it was a bit too on the nose.
It genuinely was too on the nose, and it just said Department of Wargaming. That was the only difference, and I was extremely worried that some random person at some government entity was going to figure out what I was doing and not do that. But yeah, so I changed it. Now everything's orange, and it's got some art from my games in the little kind of crest bit at the top instead.
Lovely, dude. No, it's a good website. It's very cool.
Thank you. I think the last thing we've got was this. Oh, I've seen this website before.
I mean, so here we go. Gotcha. Talking about tiny models again. You thought I was done.
You thought it was done.
You thought I was done. Yeah. So I think if I was to get back into 6mm, I wouldn't do 6mm. I think I just wouldn't do it. I would highly recommend 10mm for anyone wanting to do smaller scales, and the reason why is actually comes from a very sincere place, because I think that a lot of people don't like painting 6mm because they like painting as a hobby. Like, painting is a fun and engaging activity that a lot of people enjoy, but I think 6mm doesn't really do that for people, and I think that's where a lot of people get lost in it. Whereas 6mm is more about the kind of batch painting, and it's very, very when you're looking at soldiers, it can be very very different purpose to paint. And Jax is there perfectly brilliant. Yeah, 6mm terrain is spectacular. It is. The terrain is fantastic. It really gives that sense of scale. But I would highly recommend, if anyone wants to get into smaller wargaming, try 10mm. And the reason why is 10mm is small enough to still paint good details on. It is incredibly affordable compared to a 28mm version, and it will allow for a huge amount of games. For instance, my dream 10mm project is I want to find someone who will find anyone who will do this. If anyone wants to play Warhammer Old World or Warhammer Fantasy and not spend £500 on 28mm, we could do it in 10mm for 60 quid an army, max. And I think that it's things like that where you start looking at what can scales do. 10mm works really well. I think 10mm Napoleonics is really colourful. I think it's probably one of the most colourful armies and collections you could have. American War of Independence, equally interesting. for various reasons. World War II, fine, but it's because the models are paintable. I think that's kind of the big one. And in addition to that, Alec, thank you for being the wise person in the chat. If anyone has heard of Warhammer's Warmaster, then that's 10 mil as well. So it's an already established fantasy scale, 10 mil, and so yeah, it's very different. So the sorry, I'm kind of getting a bit. I've got like 2 or 3 thoughts cascading into my mind at the same time. But it's interesting. You can do lots of stuff now. Of course, old world. It's very much one model is one model. But to bury on Jack's point, which is mentioned there, it's like multiple minis. You kind of don't need to have that many because you just need a certain number of bases, and so you can. The base is the abstract unit, so you can put a handful of bases, a handful of models on there, instead of the classic like block shoulder to shoulder that they do. So there's lots of ways to do it. But the salient point is that I think if someone wants to explore small scales and wants to explore big battle games with a couple of people, I think 10 mil really, really crosses the Venn diagram of paintability that's like interesting and enjoyable, like big battle army sizes, easy storage, and like affordability as well. So yeah, would highly recommend. And I'm all for it. Like I'm currently doing a well, in fact, I'm actually going to be getting into a friend with we're going to do a sci-fi game called Zona Alpha. Which is, if anyone's played the game Stalker, we're going to be using 10 mil. We're going to do it in 10 mil scale.
That's
because
cool.
it's so much cheaper. Like you need like 1 box of guys with SMGs, and that's your crew. But yeah, you get loads of stuff. And of course, and as people in the chat are rightly saying, Wargames Atlantic are getting on the 10 mil bandwagon. It's really cool. It's really cool to see.
And Mantic apparently.
Yeah, Mantic. Yeah, I mean, 10 mil is so. Warmaster has been like revitalized a lot in the last couple of years, and for all the reasons I have been mentioning, people are like, "Oh wait, 10 mil armies are actually like affordable and manageable and easy to store." I think that's the other thing for me, right? I got into small scales because I can store a 6 mil army under my bed easily and not have to store a 28 mil army in boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes all over the place.
Yeah, scales is kind of a
storage,
thing that scales is kind of a thing that we've been toying with the various projects that I've been working on, just because there is really that trade-off of like kind of storage and the time it takes, but then also the kind of the like how it looks on a table, the story you can do with the different scales, and all of the different like transport and everything. It all factors in when you make games. But yeah, I think different scales lend themselves to different things. And I'm now looking and probably want to do a Lizardman army.
no, exactly. I think and for what it's worth, 10 mil model. So a lot of people don't like smaller scales because of abstract basing. I appreciate some people do like one base, one model, whatever.
Yeah.
But what you can do as well is I've done this a lot. So I use a lot of 10 mil models at the moment for my tabletop role playing game Combat Encounters. Whenever I do D&D, instead of having big models on a big table, big stuff on a small table when we're all crowded around our dining table playing the game, I have a load of 10 mil soldiers, and we use that to represent the D&D combat. So that's great. But it's but I've got them individually based, and I've got them individually based on, I think, maybe maybe like 10 mil bases or 15 mil bases. I think if you go onto the Pendragon website, if you scroll down a little bit and find their bases section, they do packs of square bases, and it's one of them. It's whatever their generic, whatever their generic base is.
15 mil looks like the smallest they do.
That's it. 10 mil models look great. It's individually based on 15 mil squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
All for it. But yeah, anyway, that's just me. So I think it's like I keep talking to a lot of people locally about wargaming, and it's one of my big things. I do a lot of events locally to try and get people into wargaming, and a lot of people look at things like 28 mil. Well, let's be honest. People see Warhammer for very good reason, and they're like, "Man, that's so expensive," or they take ages painting. I'm like, "Yeah, it is, and that's fine. It's okay. I'm not. This isn't going to turn into a grog bashing sesh." But
Yeah.
the point is like, the point is like, um, what matters more? Do you want to play a game with friends, roll dice, move models conveniently? In which case, you can do stuff. As I said, you can play Old World with 10 mil models, and this is beautiful 6 mil tanks.
Yes, I
Yeah.
I wanted to shout this out because I absolutely loved seeing Kieran make this. The best bit as well. So this box that you see here is actually a military surplus face paint box.
I have seen this before. Yeah.
So it's
Country
incredible.
box, yeah.
But yeah, it's so good. And he's even got me thinking, Kieran Shed Quarter Minis, that you should all go follow if you don't already, but I'm sure you will do. Has even got me thinking about making like smaller versions of my own games. And yeah, I've been talking to people about making a tiny version of Rogue Sections as well, because I just think it'd work similarly to Tonks on a small scale. I think it would be perfect.
Well, wait, let's off stream. Like I've read a lot of 6 mil wargame rulebooks. So if you want to talk 6 mil wargaming and how kind of things change and work, please let's.
Absolutely.
More than happy to chat. That'd be good.
Tiny. That's literally the idea. The scale it already is, make it smaller. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we will definitely talk. But yeah, this was a fun project that I really enjoyed seeing it happening, kind of as it was being made as well. That was fun. Very cool. Right. Well, we've got through our list of things, and we've talked to people for quite a long time, nearly 3 hours now.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Mental.
Oh, thank you, Tara. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about that briefly.
Please do. Yeah.
One last time. This is all for charity. If you haven't seen it, Jingle Jam is an amazing thing that happens absolutely every year. It's so good. It's genuinely one of my favorite times of year because it's the most amazing bit of community that I've seen. Like, and in a time where we very much don't have as much community as we probably should, Jingle Jam is the best bit of community. I know a few of you, including you, Ben, enjoy video games that move, not just little toy soldiers. And that's the main part about Jingle Jam. You get a little games collection every year. You donate £35 to charity, and you get 15 high-quality games. They're all amazing. They look great. The value, I was told this on the stream yesterday, the value of the games individually is over £300. So yeah, £300 worth of games, all for £35, and that money goes to charity, is kind of a no-brainer. It runs for 2 weeks 2 weeks in the start of December every year, and as you can see this year, the number is still going up as people are donating. Raised over £2.2 million in 1 year. Actually, one of those numbers was us getting a donation as well, so thank you. I'll read that one out in a second. Yeah, £2.2 million across 8 charities is absolutely insane. And they raise that kind of money every year. It's very inspiring. This year I kind of I felt like I had to try and get involved in some way or another. And this is what I'd come up with. Next year there might be more and more exciting things, but yeah, it's been really nice to hang out with some friends and play some games, have some chats, and yeah, do silly things all in the name of charity, like wearing cat ear headphones, which I've been forced to wear. Yeah, so definitely go and check it out. Two lovely people have put the link in the chat for you to go and have a look at my specific fundraiser. And then if you go to jinglejam.tiltify.com, actually we can show it on stream here. Here are some of the games that you get in that collection, including Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, which is a brilliant game. Yeah, lots of cool things. All for charity. Karma are a great charity. They provide amazing support for people that need it most, and provide an amazing helpline. And so far, with the over £320 that we've raised this year, that goes a long way to the phone calls that are so vital to help save people's lives. So thank you all so much for donating. I will quickly go and read that donation if there is anything for me to read. Who have we got? Tara, thank you very much. She says, fantastic work, keep it up. £5. Thank you so much, buddy. It means a lot. Yeah, I think that is going to be us. It's been a wonderful time. I have very much enjoyed chatting for what didn't feel like 3 hours, but it seems to have gone by that long.
Been great. Again, thank you for inviting me along, James.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we'll talk again and talk more about SPRU and all sorts in the fullness of time.
Yeah, well, we have to do the SPRU ships and SPRU collab now. Yeah, but we'll keep talking after stream. Thank you everyone so much. Ben, where can people find you in the future?
Great question. So I've got the Turnipcon official Instagram. Is probably the most reliable way to contact me. I do have a private one, but I'm just I don't really pay that much attention to it. So yeah, Turnipcon official on Instagram. Secondly, the Turnipcon website, turnipcon.com. That has got contact details as well. And also that website has got the official gallery of all the turnip events. That's probably it. If those of you that know me can find me on Discord, I'm sure, in the various fringe-related indie communities. But honestly, it's I think the most reliable way is Instagram, Turnipcon official, and then the Turnipcon website, contact details hidden in there.
And then, obviously, excitingly coming up, there'll be more content from SPRU.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Yeah, this is just the start of the proverbial boulder rolling down the hill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So make sure you go and follow the SPRU Instagram account as well to have a look at things.
Oh, that's a thing. Yes, I forgot. That's a thing. That's a whole thing. Yeah, I do have a SPRU Instagram account. That is a thing. Yeah.
Are there any other SPRU-based accounts you might be forgetting, or is it just Instagram?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. There is. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's there somewhere. If you find it, you find it. It'll be plastered everywhere eventually.
Amazing. And yeah, in the meantime, if you do want to find out more about SPRU and what is available, departmentofwargaming.com/SPRU, you can go watch the lovely video that we filmed a meter away from where I'm sat right now on the carpet of my living room.
Stunning. But that's it. Yeah. That's it from me. Thank you very much, James.
That is it from the both of us. Thank you very much, Ben. We will see you all very soon, I'm sure.
Ta-ra!
Goodbye.
the dice have said. So yeah.
We're campaigning against living miserably, or CALM, and we're a suicide prevention charity. Our vision is that no one feels like suicide is their only option. But right now, too many people are struggling to see a way forward. That's why we're here, to help anyone struggling with life and provide everyone with the skills to help prevent suicide. The Jingle Jam community has done incredible things for CALM. Most importantly, in the last 3 years, you've raised enough to fund over 77,000 conversations on our life-saving suicide prevention helpline. Every one of those calls answered by a trained professional team is a chance to spark hope in a young person struggling to see a way forward.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Mark. How you doing?
Excellent. Another year, another adventure.
It's great to have you back at Jingle Jam. Can't wait to see what you have.
Absolutely. Hi everybody, I'm Mark. I'm the Games Master for High Rollers D&D, and we care very, very much about mental health. So this year we'll be fundraising for Campaign Against Living Miserably for Jingle Jam. So over the years we've raised a bunch of money for CALM, and we're fundraising more this year. Can you tell us a little bit about what that goes towards with CALM?
Yeah, absolutely. So we estimate that around a third of the people that reach our helpline are under 25. So the fundraising from yourselves and all of Jingle Jam helps make sure that CALM can be there for them 365 days a year. It also means that we can develop other tools like the Creator Mental Health Toolkit.
Which is fantastic. We use it in High Rollers, and I know so many other creators who use it as well.
Oh, great to hear. Well, we have tools like that, and we're also expanding into other aspects like a similar toolkit for games community managers.
Really? As a former community manager myself, that would have been an amazing tool for me to have had when I was working there, so that's great to hear.
So Mark, we're thrilled to have you and High Rollers back again this year at Jingle Jam.
Thank you, thank you.
Is there any chance we can get a sneak peek of what it is you're working on?
Ooh, I don't know, maybe I'll just decide now. Hang on, let me see, I got a D20 here. Kobolds again. Yeah, we'll have to, the dice have said, so yeah, we'll get up to something fun though, don't worry, you'll just have to tune in and find out. Please consider supporting CALM this Jingle Jam.
Your donations will make a big difference in helping CALM be there for anybody struggling with life any day of the year.